Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be continuing more down the road, so stay tuned and thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome to What If Ichigo Was a Saiyan, Part 1. So where I'm going to start this at, I'm going to start this at the point where you already know that Ichigo's mother is alive, she's well, and she's a Saiyan. And you also know that Ichigo, when he was like 9 years old, his mother never did die, but all of a sudden he just seen his mother lift up her hand and just throw a ki blast at something, or just rush and attack something while her fist was coated in ki, and instantly destroy this hollified being that he's seen. But she could not see it, but she could sense it. And at this time his mother is not weak. She's at around a 30,000 power level. By the time Ichigo was at 9 years old, she was at 30,000 power level. So his mother wasn't necessarily weak. She was getting stronger, and she's gonna consistently grow strong as the series progresses. But anyway, so I'm gonna start this off with Ichigo just now meeting Rukia. So say for example he's like 16, 17. I don't know. Correct me in the comments. But at that time he's seen like Rukia enter his room. And he was shocked, like, who is this girl just entering my room and everything? And he just, like, enabled his senses as she wasn't aware that Ichigo was looking at her. So he was like, he just sensed her and he seen very small ki, but so he think to himself, wow, this girl is very weak. And I'm gonna give Ichigo the potential of, like, say, for example, when Ichigo's mother was training Ichigo, he was getting some unknown growing potential. So around this time, Ichigo was almost at like a 15, not 15, let's say 10,000 power level. He's at 10,000 power level. So his power level is over 9,000. So with that being said, Ichigo just seen Rukia and he instantly kicks her in the back just like he does in the original and all that kind of stuff. And she puts the keto on him with him breaking, well, like, you know, they do their little conversations going back and forth, and she does that little keto thing that she locks him in, and he instantly breaks out of it due to his Saiyan strength and his willpower. We're very relatively easily, without any drawback. She couldn't even get him down to the ground per se. And let's just skip past the latter stuff because you already know he becomes unholified. He becomes like the Ichigo that we know, the Shinigami, has the role, has a big sword. It's not released. It's just a regular Zanbakuto, but it's huge. And so yeah. So right now we're gonna get into like the real arcs. I'm not gonna do all that side quest stuff and everything. We're gonna get into the real arcs. So at around this time, Rukia, well, not Rukia, Ichigo has just now joined into the fight after he's seen Rukia getting bodied by Renji. And Ichigo, in this what if, in this timeline, he's putting up more of a better fight by, actually, he's pushing Renji really hard. I'm talking about, like, okay, put it like this in this situation. He's using speed and his strength increased with his Shinigami power, so Renji even lost sight of him at first. And Renji is barely able to even block against Ichigo, let alone like fend off his attacks. Each attack Ichigo swings, he's swinging with ferocity, speed, and hitting hitting Renji with so many attacks. Even Renji's trying to counterattack. He even pushes Renji as far as to showing him his release state as he did in the canon version. And with that, Renji does a move, like he swirls his Zanbakuto in the air, making like a huge like knife tornado, and he swings it at Ichigo. Ichigo, seeing this, dodges, but to Ichigo's surprise, he ends up getting hit by it because Renji made an unconscious attack just trying to hit Ichigo. And when he hit Ichigo, Ichigo grabbed the weapon and says, you know, I kind of was waiting for you to do that. Now, once you come a little bit closer, he pulls Renji into him. Like, he pulls Renji to close the gap between them so Renji wouldn't have enough mobility, or, well, enough like distance or range to hit him with that sword because he knew that would kind of been a problem for him. And so what Ichigo does is he grabs the sword and he brings Renji towards him. And as he does this, he puts his hand up at Renji's chest and yells out, "Key blast." Or whatever kind of name. I don't know what kind of name you want me to give his blast attacks in there. I might try to figure out something like that, but let's just say he said key blast because he really didn't have a name for his specific attacks yet. So he yelled out key blast and key blasted Renji back. And while the smoke and dust is cleared, you see a big explosion and all that kind of stuff. Renji's, what kind of power does this guy got? He is he just a Shinigami? And that's when you see Ichigo, he's smiling. He has a huge smile on his face and said, "What's the matter? Aren't you going to give me a better battle than that? You know, you were talking tough to Rukia. You were talking all boastful and bashful towards her. And right now you're on the defensive. You're not even giving me a good battle. What's going on, Renji? Is that your name?" And you see Ichigo, he's finna go in for the finishing blow, and all of a sudden, when his swing is like can't like he swings and Renji's still alive, like he wasn't gonna necessarily kill Renji, he was just delivering the knockout attack. And you see Byakuya Yakuchiki with the blade in hand broke Ichigo's sword, and as Ichigo says, "How did he do that? What just happened? I didn't even see his movements. He was so fast." And that's when Ichigo's alert. Now Ichigo's alert, and he just flares up his ki, mixing his ki with his spiritual pressure. And just before sorry about that. Just before Byakuya Yakuchiki was trying to throw another attack at Ichigo, he instantly dumps out the way, and Byakuya Yakuchiki goes to say, "Wow, that's very impressive, substitute Soul Reaper. You were able to dodge that attack. I'm surprised that you've seen it." Like, at Byakuya Yakuchiki's surprise, he was like, well, Byakuya Yakuchiki wasn't that surprised. He was just that amazed that Ichigo was able to dodge that such of a fast attack. And he goes to just say, "I'm not going to waste any time with you due to the fact that you're not allowed to have her powers. I'll kill you in an instant." And all of a sudden you see Byakuya Yakuchiki's sword just shatter. He doesn't drop his sword. He just scatter Sinbon Sakura. And it scatters, and Ichigo instantly gets bodied down to the ground. Ichigo couldn't see all these attacks happening simultaneously, even though Ichigo's sword has broken, and even though Ichigo's has a power level like at 10,000 per se. Byakuya Yakuchiki, he goes to say this and kneels down to Ichigo, and he says this: "You're not the only one who've mastered the arts of chi. While I do got to admit your power level is really impressive, but that's nothing to where I stand at. I'm not even going to tell you what my power level is, but you'll be dead before you even know it." As Ichigo falls on the ground and he hears this, he says, "Wait, so is he stronger than me? Is he really that powerful than me? What happened? How did I lose?" And then he did, because Rukia, I'm sorry for stuttering that, but Rukia, she's just over dramatic. She's trying to run over there saying, "If he's gonna die, let me be by his side. Let me please be by his side." Because they had so many times together. And as Ichigo, he grabs on Byakuya's leg and he says, "No, you're not. This is not over. I'm not done yet." And for a quick instant, Ichigo's eyes glow green. For a quick instant, Ichigo's eyes glow green, and Byakuya Yakuchiki feels some pressure on his leg as Rukia instantly says, "Stop!" and kicks Ichigo's arm away, and Ichigo's eyes just revert back to normal. And she says, "Don't you dare touch my brother," and all that kind of stuff, and then she leaves. And then Hatton Clogs comes in and saves Ichigo from instant death. Or, as some people know, Kisuke Urahara. He came in and saved Ichigo from instant death. And when Ichigo wakes up where he's at, his mother is there with Kisuke Urahara, and she goes to say, "Oh, dumb child, what did you get yourself into? And now you got Soul Reaper powers like your father. What did you get yourself into, Ichigo?" And Ichigo goes to say that Ruki is gone. Ruki left. He couldn't save her. He was too weak to save her. He couldn't do anything. As Kisuke, he's just, you know how his head is tilted, but his eye is only revealing. Kisuke goes to say to Ichigo that, "Do you really believe all that? There's a way into the Soul Society, and I can get you there." And Ichigo says, "Really?" as he jumps up. "But under one condition. You would have to train under me for 10 days, and in that amount of time, I will teach you how to fight properly." And as Ichigo's going into a frantic rage or something like that, he's lashing out saying, "No, we don't have time for that. I have to save Rukia. She could be getting executed at this very moment. I have to save her. I have to save her. Can you just open the gate? We have to get out of here now. Shouldn't that be our main objective than some lousy training?" And as Kisuke hears this, he just says, "You have really no idea." And he hits Ichigo with his cane, bringing Ichigo back down to the ground. And Ichigo just looks up, seeing an energy reflection like of a sword over Kisuke's cane. And right then and there, Ichigo knew that Kisuke was a Soul Reaper. Well, he had some idea, if that wasn't example enough or obvious enough. As Ichigo's mother is just looking at them both, and Kisuke goes to say, "You really think you could beat them? I went ahead and let you fight them because I thought you would understand actions better than words." What a failure that was. Anyway, those guys are in a whole different league. With the amount of strength and power that you have right now, you wouldn't even last 5 seconds in the Soul Society. They understand ki control and powers to a whole different level. You would have to get very strong, like way stronger than what you are now, because with the amount of power that you have, you wouldn't even be basically a fight for them. Not even a warm-up. And Kisuke goes to stand up. There's usually a 1-month waiting period before an execution date tends to happen. So you better hope that's the case for Rukia. In that time, I think I would have 10 days to torture you and teach you about your Soul Reaper powers and how to fully control them and master them. And with that training comes the other part. Your mom, while she's here, will be able to teach you about that other part of you, the Saiyan side. She will be able to teach you how to master those kind of powers and basically make you stronger on that side. So while you will be training with me, you will also be training with your mother too. And I think we have 10 days to torture you, 7 days to get the Soul Society gates unlocked, and another 13 days just to get the job done. And in that amount of time, you will be ready. It's a bunch of other things that you might be able to learn down the road, but just with this brief learning curve, you would be ready to go into the Soul Society and save Rukia. And with that, Ichigo's mother goes in to step in and says, "Well, I want you to heal." Well, no, she goes to say this. "I want you to heal fast so we can get this on and out the way, because I have no time to wait for the human body, well, your body, to heal, Ichigo." So she hands Ichigo a green bean, and Ichigo eats it, and he instantly is just healed. All his wounds are healed. And Kisuke goes to say, "Oh, yeah, that would have been easier, just to give him one of those beans and everything. But I felt like I had to treat him." So with that being said, this is the end of What If Ichigo Was a Saiyan, Part 1. And I'm just going to end it there. So in the next part, I will get into Kisuke and Ichigo's mother's training Ichigo about his powers and all that kind of stuff, getting him familiar with what he can do and what he cannot do and all that good stuff. And with that being said, listen, guys, I know I got a lot of what ifs coming out. I know I haven't been uploading because I've been writing these what ifs out and trying to get them all pieced together and shit like that. So with this being said, everyone who suggested a what if in my Discord when I put out that like kind of promotional idea for you guys. Thank you for joining my Discord and thank you for just suggesting those what ifs. Also, it might not be some I might do, it might be some I might not do. But anyway, to the ones who suggested me what ifs, I'm gonna get to those. I'm writing them as we speak and trying to get them done. Until they are done, the next what if after this one is gonna be what if Sakura was Indra's reincarnation, and that's the one I'm gonna do after this one because I'm kind of trying to lead towards more other animes. And for the people who suggested, I'm doing all types of anime what ifs, not just My Hero Academia, not just Naruto, not just Dragon Ball Z, not just One Piece, everything out there that deals with action-based anime. That's all I'm going to be doing with the What If series. I might do What If Asta had Ultra Instinct, or what if Naruto had Ultra Instinct, or what if Asta was a Saiyan? If you don't know Asta, he's from the TV show Black Clover. Or I could do like, what if Meliodas was a Saiyan? I could do stuff like that. What if Meliodas wasn't a demon? What if he was a Saiyan? I could do stuff like that, like action-based anime. So without anything else to be said about this what if, you guys have a nice day, a nice night. Take care of yourselves, and you already know the deal. Plus Ultra. Good night, guys.